We got that golfer guy coming in, the dude who just won the PGA.
And when is he doing? At 8?
Do is in at 8. It's too much. Hey, Jason Dufner's here. He says he likes Baba Booey when he golfs, and he should know. He won.
I'm sure he heard a lot. I wonder when it first happened.
Yeah.
For him.
Let me take a quick break, and we'll check in with Jason right after these words.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present...
You're now free to call the Howard Stern Show.
Perverted individuals?
Call 888-9-ASSHOLE.
Bunch of revolutionaries.
Uncensored radio. The Howard Stern Show. Howard Stern Show.
Here's the man of the hour. This is the guy. Jason Dufner just won the PGA tournament. You know me. What I know about golf could fit into a thimble, my friend. Hey, Jason, young guy.
Look young.
Yeah, you do.
How's
it feel, man? You know, I was thinking about you. So, for winning the tournament, you get $1.5 million.
That's right.
Which is a nice payday, right?
Very nice.
Which is remarkable because you put in a lot of years of not making $1.5 million in one game. But the second place guy gets $800,000. So when you're standing over a putt that essentially is worth, what's the difference between $1.5 million and $800,000? Like $700,000?
Yep.
When you're standing over a putt, that means $700,000 in the difference. Does that weigh in on your sort of decision-making process and your thought process, or do you put that out of your mind somehow?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like you said, that's almost double. Double what you could be putting in your pocket. But
are you thinking about the money, though, at that point?
Yeah, there's times. You know, you've been out there. You know what's at stake, definitely. But, you know, you're trying to...
What kind of money can you make as a golfer of your caliber before you ever win a major? I mean, can you make a really good living?
Yeah, I've made, before last week, I made over $15 million in my career.
Wow. Oh. It's pretty decent, right?
Pretty decent.
Yeah. But I mean, it's such a freaky career to go into because it's sort of like radio in the sense that I sit and think about it. Every one of the guys I start out with just couldn't make a living at it. They had to drop out of radio. It really is a difficult thing. How many guys you know went into golf to be professional golfers and fucked up their whole lives because they weren't quite good enough?
Yeah, a lot.
That's
very similar to what you were saying with the radio deal. You start for nothing. You're grinding nickels on each other. You got guys that are living in their cars, living in tents, trying to get to where I am now.
And did people used to say to you, "Hey, why don't you go get a real job?" That kind of thing, like were people worried about you? People who love you, were they worried that you weren't going to
No, I always did pretty good.
Yeah.
I was able to keep my head afloat. There were never times where I thought, man, this is getting bad. I got to do something quick. Ever since I turned pro in 2000, I made good money.
You never had a fallback plan, did you?
No, never had a plan B. I never had thought about a plan B. So.
But when did you know you were good at golf? I mean, how do you know?
When you get out on the main tour and you start competing and you have good finishes, you're like, man, I can really do this.
You started playing as a kid, and you got lucky because you weren't a country club kid. You taught yourself how to play golf, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty rare, isn't it?
Yeah, nowadays it is. You got a lot of kids that grow up with parents that push them really hard to do it, and you got coaches and all these tournaments. I didn't start playing tournaments until I was probably about 13, 14, which is pretty late in golf.
Because even when you talk about Tiger Woods, his dad really kind of showed him the way, put him in. Your dad was like a grocer or something.
Yeah,
right?
he was at a grocery store.
He didn't care about golf, did he?
No, he played golf. He liked golf.
Right.
And it was something we could share together, but he wasn't pushing me all the time like, you got to do this. This is what your life's going to be.
It wasn't a Tiger Woods kind of situation where it was like, you got to do this. I'm putting you on TV and all this stuff. You're going to make a living. But your mom had a job working at a golf course.
Yep.
And that's where you got all the time to practice,
Yeah,
right?
When I was about 14, 15, we moved to South Florida and had the opportunity to be around that golf course. And we actually had a tour event there, so I got to see these guys, and I was like, man, this life's pretty cool. Maybe I should look into it.
So how old were you when you started playing golf?
I probably started playing when I was like 10 or 11, just with my dad.
Were you a phenom right away? Did people say, wow, for 10 years old, this kid's amazing?
I don't really remember.
You didn't get that kind of feedback?
No.
Like a Tiger Woods, who at 10 years old was a phenom,
yeah,
right?
I probably didn't even start winning tournaments or events until I was about 16 or 17.
So you're one of those guys that really practice makes perfect. Is your motto, really. It's not one of these things like, oh, it just came naturally to me and I could hit the ball hard and that was it. It was like
you
something...
still have to work at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to bust my butt to get to where I'm at, you know.
Do you actually practice still?
All the time.
You do? What do you do? You go to a driving range?
Yeah, you know, at home or on the tour, on the range, just working on things that are going to make me better.
And so, when you're a guy who's 16 playing golf, then you go... Did you go to college?
I did. I went to Auburn.
Did you play college golf?
I walked on to play at Auburn.
And you walk on, and they were like, hey, you're pretty good. Were you the best player there?
My last 2 years, I got to be where I was in that position, but the first 2 years, I was kind of like, 5 guys travel with a college golf team.
Yeah.
So I was kind of that 4 or 5 guy, or sometimes that 6th guy not going to events.
Did a coach ever say to you, listen, it's great that you're on the team and stuff, but don't go into it professionally. It's going to just screw your whole life up, and, you know, it's going to be difficult. Did people discourage you along the way?
Yeah, there's some people, you know, I remember actually in high school, you know, they're asking you, what are you going to do with your life? And I'm like, I'm going to play professional golf. They're like, oh, no, don't do that.
Right, that's
Right.
a pipe dream.
That's a pipe dream. Exactly.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Right, and you can't get laid being a professional golfer at first. Like, I mean, like when people hear that, the girls don't go wild, right?
Yeah,
In
right.
high
You're going to
school,
be
it's
the
a
golf
struggle.
pro
But what
at
a
the
smart
club.
sport to go into, because you look at football players, how they ruin their bodies. I mean, you're talking about great athletes who are banged up. Baseball players, too. Basketball players, for sure, get banged up pretty good. Golf and tennis, yeah, you get banged up, I guess, a little, but not much, right?
Yeah, you can do golf for a long time. There's, you know, you got senior tour, over 50.
Yeah.
There's lots of guys. You know, golf is definitely one of the longest career sports you can pick.
Yeah, you know, I guess if you're smart, you go into golf when you come down to it, right?
Yeah, you can do it for a long time.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just hard
what
to be
has
good at it.
happened to Tiger Woods? Do you know?
Tiger's had a pretty good season so far this year. He hasn't done as well
No
as he wanted in
majors?
majors. So majors are tough, though.
But Tiger is good for the sport. I mean, you want him there, right?
No doubt.
Even though he's a tough guy to beat, although, you know, he's having his troubles now, but even though he's a tough guy to beat, because he attracts television,
Yeah.
it's good for the sport of golf.
He attracts money, too. You know,
Yeah.
those television contracts because of him are huge, which spreads the wealth for all of us. So he's been a huge asset for the tour and for guys like me to be, you know, where we're at.
It almost seems like when he had all the crazy turmoil, you know, with all the women and stuff, it almost was like a great pressure release for him. I don't mean just physically. I mean, like, it kept him busy mentally. And that's when he was playing his best golf, because maybe that was his way of dealing with the stress of being a professional athlete.
Yeah, there's different ways to deal with it. You know, I don't know his particular
recommend
story, but
I think he should go back to doing whatever it is he's doing, like just juggling multiple women and all that stuff.
man, but he's playing so good this year. You
Yeah.
know, he's close. Once he gets through that hump of getting one of the majors, I think he'll really start rolling again.
There are golf
Did
groupies,
you
though,
see-
right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like, you could come off the course and there are a
just
ton
like
of
any
chicks.
other sport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy, huh?
Stay away from that.
Did you? Yeah, you're
Did
married,
you see
right?
the
Yeah, I'm married.
Pictures. That's what I was going to say, Howard. He's married, and they were making comments about the hug you gave your wife.
Yeah, I grabbed her butt.
After this, he was patting her butt, and he walked off holding her
You
butt.
can't win. If you're into your wife and you're grabbing her ass,
You get in trouble.
you get in trouble. And if you're not into your wife and you're cheating on her, you
You're
get
in
in trouble. Oh yeah, there it is. There's a hug. Yeah, your wife's really cute. What I was looking you up last night because, you know, like I said, I don't know much about golf, but your wedding video is online. Like, it's
Was I dancing?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a whole romantic wedding video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a whole love story you can see
Yeah.
online. How does that stuff end up online?
I don't know. I need to sue somebody for
Yeah,
that.
I mean, the videographer did that.
Yeah.
So when you leave college and now you want to go play golf and you want to make a living doing it, the next thing you do is you get in your car, you go on the road, and you get like these pickup games where everybody throws in money, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that how you start to, like, go? There's no sort of farm team.
No. Mm-mm.
So you get in your car, and you're not quite a professional golfer yet.
No, you're a professional.
Is that considered
Yeah, as
professional?
soon as you start playing for money, you're pro.
So it's almost like going to a bar and playing a game of pool.
Yep.
You go to a course, what, 5 guys all or 6 guys all play golf?
No, we got full field, 150 guys.
And how much money do you have to put up?
It's usually between 1,000 and 1,500.
Oh, my God, and that's a lot of money when
Yeah.
you know. And,
If
and
you win,
you put in
sure.
$1,000 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they come up with a purse, so to speak.
They have what they call mini tours, so it's kind of organized gambling is what I always thought it was like.
It really is, if you think about it. You put up $1,000. I mean, that's a lot of money to put up when you're a guy who's just living off of golf.
Definitely. You know, you got to find some supporters or backers to help you out because there's travel expenses. That's the thing people don't realize is we pay our own way everywhere we go. You know, hotels, airfare. I got a caddy I got to pay.
How many years do you spend playing, like putting up $1,000 of your own money, or I guess do you get people to put up the $1,000 for you sometimes?
Yeah, I had some sponsors when I first started, and then like I said, when I first started playing, I started making money. Like,
wow.
I knew that I had to do it, or I was out.
When you would do that, when you would go and put up $1,000, how many of those would you win in a year?
I think I won 2 or 3 total over about a 2-year period, so they're pretty tough. It's very competitive.
Oh my God, you're not kidding! I didn't realize. And so you're making very little money.
Yeah, if you can break even on the mini tours, you're doing really good.
So then, when do you start getting on the big events like the?
Yeah, they have a qualifying school like at the end of the season,
right?
And if you get through that, then you can. Same type of thing. You play 4 rounds, and they take a certain percentage of the field, and then you get into these bigger events.
So you winning this whole big PGA thing this past weekend, that's like a big deal,
That's as big as it gets.
Is that
golf.
a life-changing thing?
Yeah, definitely life-changing.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I just saw the people out there in the hall with you. Like when you're the winner of the PGA, I see you got
people.
You got 10 people. When you stop winning, they all disappear.
They're gone.
They're all gone.
Maybe everybody but my agent. Hopefully my agent will stick around.
Yeah, really. And you know, the rap against you is that you're, if you want to call it a rap against you, you're a really nice guy, but you don't show a lot of emotion on the golf course, right?
Yeah.
And in a way, that probably bugs you, does it?
A little bit, but that's just who I am, you know. I try to be true to who I am, and me fist pumping and yelling and screaming just isn't me.
Have you had any agents or people close to you who said, listen, fist bump and punch the sky, or do something, come up with something? Because, you know, I liken it to Ivan Lendl, great tennis player, but remember, he was expressionless, and the crowds wouldn't root for him that much because they didn't feel he had a personality. Right. And he didn't get the big endorsements, Ivan Lendl, as great as he was.
Yeah.
Do you miss out on endorsements because you're not a personality?
I think it plays in my favor because I kind of am, you know, everybody can identify with me. You know, I think just being who I am, people identify with that. So I think I've played that angle of it a little bit, and you know, it's kind of worked for me.
Like the everyman.
Yeah, like the everyman. Everybody identifies with it.
But it's also kind of a cool affect because people can't, your fellow golfers can't tell, like when you're doing bad, you keep the same face, and when you're doing good, you keep the same face.
Yep.
And is that sort of intentional to psych out other players?
No, but I think it, you know, helps. Nobody really knows what's going on in my mind.
But what's going on internally when you're
same as all the other guys?
Yeah, right.
Nervous, anxious, a lot of anxious because. For us, it's like you just want to get going because once you start get going and out there, you know you're going to be all right because that's what you've always done. You got close one other time to winning a really big tournament. That was what was same tournament. What was that guy's name who you lost? Keegan Bradley. Keegan Bradley. He's a big fan. He's a fan of the show.
Here. Yeah, huge fan. I heard he's pissed that you're here today.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's been trying to get on the show.
Yeah. But he's out. He needs to get a better agent.
That's right. When you lost to Keegan Bradley.
Yeah.
You lost by what, 4 strokes?
We tied, and then he won in the playoff, actually.
He won in the playoff. Mm-hmm. Do you go home and want to kill yourself after something like that?
In that situation, that was like my 3rd or 4th major I'd ever played in. Right. So I was cool with it. You know, I had a chance to win. It was close. I didn't quite pull it off, but I felt like it was going to help me at the end. But you're kind of kicking yourself about what it could have happened. Is being a professional golfer like the greatest thing ever? I mean, I would think playing the game you love. All right, aside from the pressure and everything, but loving it that much, you got into it as a kid. Nobody pressured you into it. Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Yeah. Do you hate it some days? Yeah, there's days you hate it, especially when you're playing bad. It's not easy to be out there, you know, doing something poorly. The travel's rough too, you know. Is it? You're constantly on the road. Constantly on the road. Does your wife travel with you? She does a lot, yeah. So that makes it easier. Yeah. But close to 30 weeks a year. Wow, no kidding. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with no, you know, I would think it's maddening. Because here you are at the top of your game. You just won. And for some reason you won. And you can't even figure out why you won. In a weird way, you just can't. Like, you don't know what you did right. That's the amazing thing is there's a lot of times I walk off the golf course or at an unbelievable round like I did on Friday, which was tied the lowest score in a major, and I'm like, what just happened? How
do you
did
do that?
I don't even know.
Yeah, you don't even know how to repeat it.
Yeah,
No.
how do you replicate that?
You can't. That's the great thing about golf. Every day is different. Everything's new.
What do you think was working so right?
You know, I had worked really hard to get to that point this year. I'd struggled a lot. But, you know, last week my mind was just really good. I was just really confident.
Does the amount of sleep enter into the whole thing?
Yeah, I get a lot of sleep.
You do get a lot of sleep. Because why? Because you're neurotic about it? Like, oh, I got to get a lot of sleep.
No, that's just, I can fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah.
So.
And what about drinking? I always associate drinking with golf.
Yeah.
Do you drink pretty heavy?
No.
You don't?
You can't as a pro, right?
Because the reality is, you got to be in some sort of shape, right?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, I don't have the best tolerance for alcohol, and if I was boozing all the time, my golf game would be terrible.
Do you get superstitious at all?
No, I don't have too many superstitions. I got a couple coins from around the world that I mark my ball with on the green. But
explain that to me. What do you mean? You'll would they put the marker down?
Yeah, when you're on the greens, you have to
mark your ball.
Yeah, mark your balls.
And you mark your balls with a special
coins from around the world that I've gathered, you know, different places.
Because you think it's going to bring you luck on the course.
A little bit. But
how do you not become superstitious? Because
a lot of guys are.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
like
Keegan.
What does he do?
He's got all kinds of stuff.
Is he crossing himself and sticking his finger up his ass?
He's got all these weird mannerisms. After he misses his putt, he takes his hat off, scratches his head, and he's got all kinds of superstitions.
Did you ever ask him about it?
And that has to happen every time.
Yeah. I bust him all the time on it.
Do you think he has OCD? Is that what it is?
Could be.
Yeah. Are you religious?
A little bit, yeah.
Spiritual man?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you sit there and pray to God before a game?
No.
You don't? Because that seems kind of ridiculous, right?
A little bit.
Because God can't be sitting there going, I want you to win this game over all the other guys.
Have other things to think about.
Hey, what about boxers used to abstain from sex? Will you ever do that before a golf game? No. But in a way, it kind of makes sense. Maybe your concentration or something, or maybe you just kind of get amped up when you haven't had sex in a while.
I need to. Usually when I do that, I play pretty poorly. So
if you do have sex beforehand. Do you think there's something to that?
My wife does.
Yeah. And so golf is 99% psychological in the sense that if you can stay focused, because you basically know how to hit the ball.
Yeah. It's just adjusting to, you know, what's going on out there. A lot of things happen out there that don't go your way, and if you get a terrible attitude about it or you get pissed off, it's definitely going to affect your game.
Do you get injured ever?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that get injured. I've been injury-free for as long as I've been pro, since 2000. But
what kind of injuries are they getting? Elbow and back?
Elbow, shoulder, back, knee. Back's a big one.
That's all psychological, too.
Tigers had
tons of injuries.
Yeah.
But it's not, you know, not a natural movement for your body to be twisting and turning. You know, we're hitting a golf ball 170 miles an hour at times.
You know, I hit it 300 yards. First time I ever played.
I saw the video back in the room.
Now, that isn't my 300 yard. What do you call that? A drive.
Yeah.
That isn't my 300 yarder. My wife just had the phone on. That was maybe the third time I ever hit the ball.
That's pretty good for the third time ever. Most people can't make contact.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
No, it's
not
that hard.
My outfit is trend-setting.
I like the outfit, definitely.
What do you wear when you play golf? Do you wear
golf clothes like khakis, polo shirt?
Yeah, it's a whole look, right?
Yeah, you know, guys, different guys do different stuff, edgy stuff.
You got any clothing line or anything?
I'm with PGA Tour.
Can you make a lot of dough off of that stuff?
Yeah, good money.
Yeah, I bet you now you can, because now everybody wants to play like you, right?
Yeah.
Well, he says he's made $15 million over the course of his career since 2000.
Yeah, but the real big money is the endorsement dollars. That's why I'm saying you've got to crack a smile every once in a while and maybe wave to the crowd or act excited. That's where the endorsement money is. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that. Bo Jackson's a good friend of mine. He went to Auburn. He tells me that all the time. You're too serious out there. Lighten up.
What's the next big golf tournament you're going to do?
Yeah, we got a next week in Jersey City, actually, at Liberty National. We're going to be over here for our playoffs start next week.
So are you the dude they're going to watch? I mean,
I hope so.
And then, what are the odds of you repeating?
Slim.
Slim? Why is that?
It's tough. Back to back. I mean, you got 125 guys in that field. And, you know, you're trying to be best in the world. Best in the world for that week.
You know what I'm thinking you should do?
And what do you feel for those guys, though, who have been on the tour all this time, and they're good, and they never win a major?
Screw them. Who cares? You know what?
Like Sergio Garcia, and you know.
Like Howard said. What'd you say, Howard?
Yeah, screw him. Hey, that's not your problem. You got enough problems. You don't need to. You're trying to keep your own thing going. You know what you've got to do? After you hit the ball at this big tournament, you got to scream out Baba Booey. That'll be your thing. What do you think? That is a phenomenon. I mean, on the one hand, I understand golf is a game of concentration. And anybody yelling anything out is verboten, but it's usually after the guy hits. But does it ever enter your psyche, like, after I hit this ball, someone's going to yell Baba Booey?
No, I never think of that.
You know,
I think, it doesn't bother me. Like you said, nobody does it during when we're swinging or before we're swinging. It happens afterwards.
Right.
Obviously, people are trying to get noticed and clown around that way, but sometimes the stuff's pretty funny that they say,
Yeah, it's become a phenomenon that almost, like, remember the word four. People used to go four. Now it's Baba Booey.
Yeah, it's out there.
I don't understand the mashed potatoes thing.
I don't know what that is. Mashed potatoes, scalloped potatoes.
Yeah, I don't get that.
People plugging their business. Okay, yeah.
It's pretty wild, but the Baba Booey thing I like because I'm not a golf fan, and so therefore it makes it interesting to me. I'll actually tune in to see if somebody yells out Baba Booey.
Yeah, it's crossover for you guys.
It's bringing in some audience. New audience.
Yeah.
But a lot of golfers now, there was a guy, Ian somebody, I don't know his name.
Ian Poulter.
I don't know these guys, forgive me, but Ian Poulter tweeted. Poulter said, enough of this Baba Boo stuff. And I tweeted him back and said, it's Baba Booey, by the way, as long as you're going to spell it out. I told him how to spell it. But he's bothered by it.
Yeah.
But that's good for you.
Definitely.
Let him be bothered.
Let him worry about other stuff that's going on out there.
He's the one thinking, uh-oh, it's going to happen as soon as I hit this ball.
And now that he's come out against Baba Booey, they're going to Baba Booey him to death.
Right.
It's going to be Baba Booey.
He's going to be hounded by it.
So you're like, I don't care about Baba Booey. You're no fun to Baba Booey.
What we need to do is have Baba Booey go to Jersey City next week.
Oh.
And do it.
Yeah, and actually say Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've even started to evaluate the Baba Booeys. Like some of them are loud and clear. And so we give them numbers and assignments and stuff. But I wonder if it will become a permanent fixture in golf, or is this a passing fad?
I don't know, man. It's been going on all year. I mean, I heard mashed potatoes, I think, at the beginning of the year, and then it just has been rolling with it. And, you hear Baba Booey, and people were saying Chewbacca. And
you don't care. As long as they show up and pay you.
They've always screamed in the hole, and then I heard that's what she said, and all kinds of stuff.
So you get $1.5 million for this thing. So the IRS will take out, I don't know, like $600,000 or something.
A lot.
And then will you bank this thing, or are you sort of the gambler type and you'll just kind of blow through it?
No, I'm not going to blow through it.
Yeah. What's Tiger Woods' stance on Baba Booey? Has he come out for or against?
He'll probably be in the middle on it.
Yeah, right. He seems to be on the middle on everything.
He's not making any opinion.
Steve, you're on the air with the great Jason Dufner.
All right.
Steve.
Yes.
You're on the air with Jason Dufner.
Hey, Jason, I'm a big fan.
Hey, thanks, man.
They're actually on my fantasy golf team.
All right.
Oh, they have fantasy golf.
They have fantasy golf.
Now, that's good for golf because anything that brings people into it is good.
New exposure.
Does that put any pressure on you,
no,
fantasy golf?
Sorry, Steve, I don't care if I do well on your fantasy team. But last week I helped you.
Yeah, whoever had you did well. Oh, I didn't realize they had that. Now, what's this Jason Dufner's charitable foundation? Go to jasondufnercf.com. What is your charitable foundation?
We started a foundation a couple years ago. We're in East Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, and we're with Blessings in a Backpack program. So who
are we helping in this thing?
Kids in school.
Kids in school. I can't argue with that.
No, we send food home on the weekends with them.
Oh, no kidding.
Kids, underprivileged kids on the weekends, so that they have food for their family.
What kind of food are we talking?
All kinds of non-perishables. We even send some perishables. Oatmeal.
No rice, I hope. Robin is anti-rice.
I am not anti-rice. Stop that.
No rice. Robin doesn't like it.
Rice. Yeah. I am not anti-rice.
Let's speak to Robert, who wants to say hi to Jason Dufner, who just won, what is it, the PGA Championship?
PGA Championship.
What do you get, a cup?
Yeah, it's out in the...
Oh, you got the cup out there?
Yeah.
You bring it with you?
It's in the room.
How nice.
Yeah.
How much does that thing weigh?
27 pounds.
27 pounds. You can't be a weakling with it.
No.
So what is it? Does it get to stay at your house?
That's mine forever.
Oh, forever?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a trophy room?
We're building the house now, so we'll have a trophy room.
Yeah, and what do you do? Make a nice big glass? You must have tons of trophies.
No, it's only the 5th one I won.
Oh, really? But even when you were a kid, you must have won a bunch of... Really? You were kind of a loser.
Yeah, loser.
Did you get laid a lot in high school, being a good golfer?
Too much.
No.
Golfers don't get laid at all.
Yeah. How'd you meet your wife?
Just through mutual friends.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah.
Because everyone says she's way too hot for you.
She probably is. But why wouldn't you do that, right?
Yeah, right. Hey, say it about me, too.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, eat your heart out. Robert, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Good morning. Jason, I'd just like to say my brother and I are big fans.
I appreciate it. Thanks for following.
He was killed last week in a car accident, and we love watching you, and Phil was our favorites.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I appreciate you
but
following
I
me.
appreciate you talking to me, man.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
Robert. Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
Kind of bumming everyone out.
I ever got to talk to you, Howard. I really appreciate you taking my call, man.
All right, Robert. Hang in there, buddy.
All right, have a good one.
Wow.
You want to say Baba Booey?
Baba Booey.
Say, there you go. Now you feel.
There you go.
Makes everybody feel good.
Makes everyone feel good. See that? Well, it's an amazing life, man.
Yeah, I'm lucky, definitely. I've worked hard to get to where I'm at, but I'm definitely lucky to be able to do what I've always wanted to do.
So you're building a house? Where are you doing that?
Yeah, Auburn, Alabama.
Are you near a golf course?
No, we're out in the middle of nowhere. 50 acres.
50 acres. You going to put a golf course on there?
No.
Little putting green?
No golf at home.
What are you talking about?
No golf
Why don't
at
you
home.
put a little place to practice?
I could, but you can go 5 minutes anywhere in Auburn, so I can get to the golf course in 5 minutes.
That guy, Norman, whatever his name is, in Jupiter, he's got
yeah.
he's got a whole golf setup.
A lot of the guys do. Tiger's
got a whole thing, too.
Yeah.
That's hey, why not?
Might. Doubtful, though.
Do you hate golf sometimes?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you hate some of the other golfers?
I don't hate them, but you get discouraged.
There are guys you
with
dislike.
them. Yeah.
What do
like
they,
anything else.
What do they do, without naming names?
Mm-hmm.
We'll name names in a minute. But without naming names, what do they do that gets under your skin?
Guys are just jerks sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, how does that play out?
Most of the time, nothing plays out because guys are pretty soft. Golfers are pretty soft, you know.
Right.
I've seen
They're
guys
not fighting in the locker room.
I've seen guys do stuff that if it happened in an NFL locker room or an NBA locker room, there'd be fists thrown.
What do they do?
Just the way they treat people and how they interact with people and things they say.
Because they're obnoxious?
Yeah.
Are they trying to get under golfers' skin so that they can win?
No, I think they're just jerks.
They're just jack-offs.
Yeah.
Will you ever name a name?
Today, no.
Who is the biggest jerk you've met in golf? Just give me one name.
I gotta put that
please
on the spot.
Yeah, I want one guy who you just don't
with the
like.
drum roll.
It's not that, hey, maybe he is a good guy, maybe he isn't, but one guy that you don't like.
Keegan Bradley.
Is it Keegan?
Complete jerk.
No, you like Keegan. Who don't you like?
Howard, he's got a reputation for really being cantankerous and not a great guy.
Gonna help me.
Go ahead.
Mickelson.
Mickelson, I like Mickelson.
He's
You
a good
do.
guy? Because people say he's not that nice a guy.
I think he's a good guy. But
Who's a bad guy in golf?
Bad guy.
I'll put you on the spot. I want someone you don't like. That you just personally, he rubs you the wrong way.
man, this is tough.
It is tough. But who, I know you have the name in your head.
Oh yeah.
Who is it that rubs you the wrong way?
Doesn't rub me the wrong way. What if he rubs a lot of people the
Okay,
wrong way?
who is that?
Rory Sabatini.
Okay, why?
He just rubs the people the wrong way.
Because he's a loudmouth?
He is, a little bit.
And he mouths off to the other golfers?
A little bit. He's aggressive.
Have you ever confronted him and said, listen, Roy,
No.
you're a hard guy to take?
No, I haven't, but I've seen guys. I played in the tournament last year, Shark Shootout, which is a team event, and I was teamed with BJ Singh, who's a good friend of mine, and him and BJ don't get together or get along very well, and we played together that day. It was a little uncomfortable.
I'll bet you Roy is anti-Baba Booey.
No, he'd probably like it, though.
He'd probably like
yeah.
it.
I don't have any problems with him, but he rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
So who do you have problems with?
I don't. I'm there.
No, come on. I don't believe it. Davis Love III.
Love Davis.
Sergio Garcia.
Love Sergio. Most of the time.
Hey, DePace, look who I'm talking to, a professional golfer.
Yeah, he must be.
You like this, huh?
I love it. Let's play. You want to play?
Oh, he doesn't have time for you.
Do you get a lot of douchebags who want to play you?
Oh, yeah. All
It's
the time.
constantly.
Twitter, like, hey, let's go play.
But do people ever pay you to play with them?
Oh, yeah.
That's something.
Golf
I remember
days.
when McEnroe was the number one player in the world. I think people would beg him to play tennis at their home tennis court. You know what I mean? So playing with you is an honor that people want.
Apparently so.
Yeah. And what is the most amount of money someone paid you to golf with?
I've gotten 50 grand.
50 grand just to go out on the course.
Yep.
With a bunch of guys.
Yep.
And what do you make of that?
I think it's weird.
You do.
Yeah.
But you'll do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't do it?
Is it fun in any way?
It can be, it's neat to meet some people. Some people take it way too serious, and then it's not too fun.
Is John Daly a dick?
I love John Daly.
You like John?
Yeah, he's a good Southern guy.
I'll come up with a name. What's up?
Got to go, man.
Oh, you got to go.
He's got to go.
Hey, it was fun meeting you.
He's in demand.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, is one fellow... what's the furthest you ever hit the ball?
I think I had one 410 this year in Kapalua.
Whoa.
My furthest is a little over 300.
There you go.
And I've only played once.
Only once. So
you're laughing because you don't believe me either, right? I did it.
If you say it, it must be true.
Ask Jimmy Kimmel.
I'll ask Jimmy
doesn't
Kimmel.
lie. Look at it. Look at that swing. That's a natural.
That is a natural.
I'm a natural.
Natural something.
You look very natural.
You like Justin Rose?
Yeah. I like everybody.
Luke Donald?
Luke Donald's good, too.
All right, okay. Jason Dufner's Charitable Foundation, if you want to look into that some more, it sounds like it's good. They're feeding some hungry kids. Although some of these kids I see could deal with eating a little less.
Well, those aren't the kids he's sending home food to.
All right, but go to jasondufnercf.com. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Where are you off to? You got like 500 appearances?
Doing Kelly and Michael, I think.
Oh, no kidding.
And some other stuff. So.
That Kelly's quite a
big
looker.
Exposure.
I think actually Rebecca Romaine's there today.
Oh, Rebecca Romaine is filling in. Oh, look
and
at
Carrie
you.
Underwood's on.
Oh, I think she's hot.
Well, I'm going to find out.
Yes, you are. You ever swing with your wife?
No.
Oh, my.
Not sharing her with anybody?
No. That's too good.
One last comment from someone, and I'll let you go. Tom, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Hey, you ought to see his wife. She's smoking hot. If she's there, get her in, strip her off, and get her on the Sibian.
Well, wisely, she's not here. Yeah, she's a very beautiful woman. You're a lucky man.
Thank you, man.
And congratulations on your big win. That really is exciting. And all that. And I'll golf with you sometime. I'll show you what I can do.
Sounds good.
Let me give you a lesson.
And that Roy Sabatini guy?
Yeah.
You better wise up. Start behaving. That's it. All right, and we'll be back right after these words.
I was in my zone.
When he's in that zone, it can be so unnerving that his opponents sometimes self-destruct.
You're aware of that intimidation that you have?
Yeah, I use it for hitting people over the head.
And what separates the great from those who are just very good?
It ain't that hard. And I'm sorry to all you fuckheads that you fucking play every week trying to get good at it.
Practice is the key, and his work ethic is legendary.
I just address the ball, go, hello, ball. I'm telling you, I hit 25% of my balls 300 yards.
Off the tee, out of the sand, or on the green.
I didn't even know. I put the tee all the way into the ground. The tee's supposed to be sitting up.
Why is a golf swing so difficult if you make it look so easy?
What the fuck is with all this golf?